After jumping below the 100 DMA following a 21 DMA rejection, the Dinksy has printed its largest dumpy downside candle in months. As Bitcoin yet again breaks $58,000 temporarily, will this finally be the bullish rumpage we've been waiting on for Bitcoin? As altcoins like Link, Doge, and ADA all produce new all-time highs today, the blasting just keeps on coming. Nobody can predict the future, but one thing is for sure. Crypto is not the only thing going up on a Friday night. Everyone, I'm your host, Mommy Moonshot, and Fridays are for one thing and one thing only: lifting off and lactating. Absolutely huge, guys. We have so much to be getting into in today's webisode, as usual. Is Bitcoin now closer than ever to a new all-time high, as all of these altcoins, a lot of these top altcoins, every single day in a 24-hour period, at least for a single moment, are now hitting all-time highs continuously, as we see the entire crypto market cap continue to absolutely climb. Today is the very first day that we've actually seen Bitcoin dominance in a green candle so far. Will that continue? Is Bitcoin going to actually take a little bit of a step forward and breach 60K plus over this next upcoming week, or is there still time before Bitcoin can erupt? And you know what that means: altcoin gainers absolutely continued. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those mommy milkers so you never miss these absolutely milky episodes. Let's jump in. Also, guys, before we go any further, I actually wanted to talk about two amazing quotes that I saw earlier today on crypto YouTube. I don't really watch too many YouTubers, but there are a handful that I do try to tune into very often. Both of these have to do with a bear market, and I think they're just, they cannot be overstated. Pretty much these two things should just be repeated day in and day out. Okay, first off, Kevin Svensson said, maybe a few months out of every bull cycle, so every couple of years, crypto YouTubers get famous for like a few months, and everybody loves them until the bear market hits, and then crypto YouTubers get blamed for all of the losses and get blamed for the bear market. Okay, right now, crypto YouTubers are the hot mommy down the street that you just cannot stop, peeking through her windows, right? Nobody can get enough. However, there will be a time where, crypto YouTubers are basically going to get blamed for crypto going down, even though it's kind of predetermined, built in. And again, a lot of people disagree with that, but the more people you hear screaming that, I don't think there's going to be a bear market this time, again, nobody can predict the future. Maybe there really won't be. But there is a little part of me deep down inside that gets a little fearful when I start seeing that rhetoric get pumped up more and more and more, because I do have PTSD from the last bull cycle, right? Where back then, I don't think there was a single YouTuber, at least that I watched back in 2017, that was telling me, hey, maybe these are actually going to start plummeting down. Maybe we're actually going to enter a bear market. There's not a single person, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe there were some people, but nobody that I watched was telling me, hey, maybe we're going to be entering a bear market. And I heard Ben at BitBoy Crypto kind of say the same thing on his live stream as well, that, telling people that there's probably going to be a bear market isn't really good for a crypto channel in terms of like pumping up the numbers and making more money, but it's more so a service to everybody watching these videos. Meaning when people come on and they'll say, hey, you know what, I'm actually, there's going to be a bear market, so get ready for that. The only thing that does is help out the people that are watching these videos. There's really no other purpose to doing that other than by trying to get people prepared, and it's really just looking out for the people watching these videos. It's trying to help the people watching these videos, because again, when I look back to 2017, not a single person comes to my mind that was telling me when I was kind of just trying to get a grasp of how this market works and how cycles and how technical analysis works, there was nobody telling me, hey, maybe there will be a correction. Hey, maybe these things are literally not just going to keep going up forever. So guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there will 100% be a bear market. Nobody can tell you, because nobody knows. That's the most exciting part. Nobody knows at all. Even the billionaires, they're, taking their private jets around the world, even they have absolutely no idea how cryptocurrency is going to play out. But the point is, every single day you should be preparing and acting in a certain way that can help you if that situation were to happen, That's why it's so important when the prices are plummeting in a bear market to dollar cost average in. Same thing in a bull market. It is not bad to take profits here and there, even if we're not near the top, right? You want to protect yourself. And the point of me saying this, and the point of those other people saying that exact same thing, is to help you in the long run. This is people looking out for their audience. So I think it's a good thing when people like Ben and Kevin are both saying the same thing like that. Like, hey, there will probably be a bear market, and you need to, just be aware of that. But with that being said, at this point, I still think we have many, many months left of massive gainers. So, nothing we need to start rustling our jimmies with just yet, okay? I still think there's plenty of time. I still think even if you're not even invested in crypto at all yet, if you bought in tomorrow or if you buy in tomorrow, you still have a pretty good opportunity over the next few months to make massive gains. So don't get me wrong. But my point is, you need to be prepared. You need to have that ingrained in your noggin as soon as possible that bear markets do happen, and the more people we start screaming that there will not be a bear market, the more convinced you should be that there probably will be a bear market. Very big. So the DXY has actually had its biggest dumpy today after it got rejected off that 21 daily we talked about yesterday and did not find any support at the 100 DMA. And look what happened. Just a pretty big dumpiness in a single daily candle so far. This is down almost an entire %, which for the Dinksy, that's actually pretty big. And on the Bitcoin dominance, this is the very first day in like a week, the very first day of May 2021 so far that we have a green candle. And it looks as though we may actually get this green candle to close as green and not just, plummet into red, because we see a few things. Bitcoin has actually had a decent bounce today on the 21 DMA and now above the 50 DMA. So it did bounce, okay, for the last 2 days at the 21 DMA, and now it's trying to hold above the 50 DMA. Again, I'm still looking for at least 2 daily candles closing above 58,000. So if we would get the candle to close where we're at right now, that would not meet that requirement. So it would still have to go up a little bit more over the next couple of hours before we get a daily close. And keep in mind, we're coming into that weekend price action, that very, very sneaky, adulterous weekend price action that we cannot always trust, okay? So that's another thing to keep in mind here. And again, if we take a look on Bitcoin's weekly chart, what an absolutely peculiar pattern. Again, to me, this just screams explosion when we're done consolidating. Every single weekly candle has been touching this $58,000 level since the middle of February. So basically 3 months now. And to me, it's just screaming Bitcoin just wants to break through this so badly. But again, I think we're getting closer, but I still think we're a little bit, we have a ways to go. And with that being said, we're seeing massive highs for a lot of these altcoins. We had ADA, Chainlink. We also had a few other top cryptocurrencies absolutely exploding here. New all-time highs. Not by too much, but again, every single day it is new all-time highs here. And I think we are going to continue to see that happen. But guys, I can't repeat myself too much, but the entire altcoin space, I think, is ready to lift off to levels that we have not seen at all in 2021, and even more impressive than what we saw back in the summer of 2020 for altcoins. Let's actually we can show you what that was. Take a look at this. This is back in the summer of 2020. Okay, back in March with the massive crash, and then altcoins absolutely went on a bonanza, going up like 300%. And, ever since topping out there, we spent a few months just trading sideways, and we've rallied absolutely more over the past, 6 to 7 months, so a longer time period here. But now look at this. We're finally seeing a bigger separation from this previous all-time high of back in December of 2018, but I still think we have way more to go here. I think this altcoin cap is about to start exploding. But as well, guys, what I really feel coming to the surface, bubbling to the surface right now, is Bitcoin making a big move. Whether it happens, within a few days or within a few weeks, it is coming. And like I've been saying, I think the next big move for Bitcoin is going to be to the upside. Like I said, I think Bitcoin is done with all the massive dumpiness. There still could be swings to the downside. We could still hit that 50K mark, but I think the next big blast that we're going to wake up and see like a 20% candle on the daily chart or something is going to be, I think, to the upside. And Bitcoin is just, the pressure is just cooking so much here. And I think altcoins are going to not really get left in the dust. I think altcoins are in a really good position to start continuing lifting off even when Bitcoin starts exploding here. So as well, to end out the episode, let's talk about some of the targets people are talking about for some of these altcoins here. We see Chainlink, people predicting multiple $100 per Chainlink, $200, $300, $400 per Chainlink. I think that's all very realistic. I'm just going to give you my opinions on if I think that these are accurate price targets. I do think $300, $400 Chainlink this cycle is possible. Absolutely. I personally think Chainlink is just going to be an amazing performer. That is why it's my number 3 cryptocurrency in terms of in terms of how much I own. As I always say, I have Bitcoin, and then I have Ethereum, although I think I pretty much have the same amount of Bitcoin and Ethereum at this point. And then number 3, though, is Chainlink. Okay, and then people talk about a $10 plus ADA. I also think that that is possible. Absolutely, I think a $10 plus ADA is possible. I think a $10,000 to $15,000 Ethereum is more than possible. That's something I've been talking about a lot, so really nothing out of the ordinary there. And as well, not my favorite, but I also do think a $1 Dogecoin is absolutely inevitable. I think we'll probably be seeing that this month. I think we'll be seeing a $1 Dogecoin very soon. Do I think it's going to stay there? No, I don't. Absolutely not. If anything, Dogecoin I think is going to be the target that, will hit an absolutely crazy target and then come plummeting back down to earth, as there's actually no reason why it should be valued at that. But yeah, this is absolutely the crazy part of the cycle that we're about to enter. I don't think we've started it yet. I don't think we've started the crazy part of the cycle. Yeah, I just don't think we've hit the crazy valuation gainers that we're going to see with these altcoins. And I think the next big move for Bitcoin is going to push us above 6 digits. So it's going to happen so fast. Guys, for exactly the same thing, back when Bitcoin was like $10,000, almost every video I was repeating, as soon as we break 20K, we're going to snap way past 20K. And that's exactly what happened. So we were at 10K. As soon as we reached 20K, it took like 1 or 2 weeks, actually like 2 or 3 weeks. But then as soon as we snapped 20K, guys, we basically just went on a straight shot to 60K, which now we've been facing resistance for like 3 months. And the exact same thing here for this next big level. When Bitcoin snaps 60K, I think we're going to be on a springboard straight up to 6 digits. So these are the times, if you're watching these videos right now, there's going to be a time in the not so distant future, I 100% believe, where you're going to be looking, maybe looking back to a video like this and saying, oh my gosh, a $60,000 Bitcoin, that was so cheap. Or a $3,000 Ethereum, I should have bought in. Or even a $2 ADA, I should have bought in. All of these things are going to be things people are going to be saying in the very not so distant future. We're in the middle of a insanely, the strongest bull market that I've ever been a part of, fundamentally. Technically, I think we've yet to prove that we're in the strongest technical bull market in terms of the actual gainers so far. But in terms of a fundamental bull market, this is by far the most bullish environment that I've ever witnessed. Bar none, hands down. Every single day you can Google why Bitcoin is more and more bullish. And not only Bitcoin now, we're starting to see people talk about Ethereum. Or we're starting to see mainstream investor talk about Ethereum and dabble their toes into altcoins. And I think it's going to be a pretty quick dabbling before, all of a sudden you start seeing a lot of these altcoins very, very much talked about in mainstream media. Channel, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those mommy milkers so you never miss these absolutely milky videos. And as well, guys, if you're interested in hardware wallets, bonuses for trading, bonuses for technical analysis, anything like that, make sure to check out our bonuses below. Absolutely rumpalicious. A lot is going on. This is playing out exactly as most people that are familiar with the space are talking about. But do not take it for granted, because I firmly believe if we get as parabolic, if we get as explosive as myself and many people think we will, guys, it's not sustainable in the short term forever. There probably will be a crash at some point. Maybe it won't last 2 to 3 years. Maybe it'll be over rather quickly, but it is very likely that we will see a crash. But without any further ado, get for me, baby.